See, over my career, I have coached people for public speaking, for interviews. I've graded thousands of presentations back when I was a lecturer, and I've sat on academic interview panels. And I can tell you this, in all honesty, it's not the calmest or most confident people who succeed. It's the people who understand how to signal confidence, even when they're nervous. And this is something that can actually be taught and learned. And how to do that, that's what we're talking about in today's video. Now, if you're a naturally shy person, the biggest barrier to you becoming better in conversation, whether that be one-to-one, in small groups, or in front of an audience, might seem to be your beliefs about yourself. First and foremost, the belief that you're a shy person. Now, the problem for me, if you're one of my clients, is that I can't actually change your beliefs, at least not directly. Otherwise, coaching would be easy. I would wave my magic wand and you would be better. Where's my money? But life isn't like that. We can't suddenly change what we believe because we've developed those beliefs based on our behavior over time. Now, behavior, on the other hand, that's something we can directly control. Think of it like this. Say you haven't read a book for over a year, maybe a few years. Somebody asks you if you're a reader, and you say no. Of course, that's what you say. It's what you believe based on your habit or lack of a reading habit. But if I can get you reading for 10 minutes a day, then 20 minutes, then half an hour, then an hour a day, after a few months like that, the very idea of missing that reading session just feels wrong to you. It would feel like not brushing your teeth before you go to sleep at night because your belief about yourself has now changed. You now consider yourself a reader. So to miss out on that 1 hour of reading time would feel like it's in conflict with your identity. Now, you can apply this to almost anything in life. Going to the gym, reading, writing, and of course, confident communication. So what are the behaviors you can start doing today that over time will shift your self-perception from shy to confident? Well, personally, I like to divide them into 3 categories. We've got vocal, visual, and validation. Okay, there's a few key elements to the vocal category. We've got pace. Okay, you don't want to be speaking too fast. That's what most nervous speakers do. But you don't want to do too slow either, okay? Aim for a conversational pace. Then we've got volume. Make sure you can be heard, but without shouting. You need to learn how to project your voice slightly beyond your comfort zone. Then we've got tonality. You want to vary your tone to keep listeners engaged. Avoid a monotone. Now, most people don't actually know that they have a monotone, so one of the best exercises is to record yourself and listen to it back. Yeah, I know, it's very painful, but you have to do it. Another thing you can do vocally is focus on removing filler words like like, you know, okay. These weaken your authority. One way to improve how confident you sound is to actually build in pauses when you're speaking, okay? Gives yourself space to breathe. Now, if you want to practice this daily, one exercise I do with my clients is mini recordings. So picking a short paragraph of either something you have written or a book that you like and reading it out loud as if you're presenting or talking in conversation to someone. And then you have to listen back to it. And I know that's painful, but it's one of the best ways to improve. And that's actually how you can spot bad speaking habits that you have. So unfortunately, there's no shortcut around speaking in front of real people if you want to get better at public speaking. But the right preparation gives you the confidence to step into those moments instead of avoiding them, actually seeking out opportunities to speak in public in front of groups of people. Now, if this is something that you feel you are lacking, if it's something you want to work on, I'm currently offering one-to-one coaching to a small number of clients. You can find the link in the description to request help. Okay, so that's the vocal element. We've also got the visual element, and part of that is eye contact. Obviously, looking someone in the eye is a clear indicator of confidence, but it can be one of the hardest things for some people to master. I've had clients that have described how they've never had a problem with this until speaking to people who they consider to be superior to them in terms of their job title, and then they can't seem to look at them in the eye. They find it very intimidating. Others describe how they don't struggle with this at all until they're presenting to an audience, at which point they can't bear to look a single one of the audience members in the eye. It seems to throw them off. Now, what I usually recommend is, if you're really struggling with this, go out for a walk and practice making eye contact and saying hello to the people you walk past. Very low stakes scenario. Sounds a bit silly, but you're literally walking past them. You're likely not going to see them again. So use that to get comfortable. Then we've got body language, okay? This is a bit of an umbrella term. There's a whole lot of stuff under body language. But I often talk to clients about things like not hiding, okay? Avoiding this habit of hiding. When I say not hiding, what I mean is don't shrink yourself. People who lack confidence tend to do this without noticing. They make themselves look small and non-threatening. You'll often see them folding their arms, hunching the shoulders in. Instead, what you want to do is stand up straight, shoulders back, take up as much space as is reasonable, okay? Don't get silly with it, but you want to get your hands out of your pockets. Don't hide them behind your back or fold them in front of you. If you're presenting and there's a podium up at the front, I often tell my clients, get in front of the podium. Don't hide behind it. Now, some people I work with struggle with this part specifically. They'll ask me things like, but Dean, where do I put my hands? What do I do with my hands? Now, the answer they hate to hear is use them. Use your hands. Gesticulate. Now, I'm not recommending you gesticulate like Donald Trump, although an old professor I used to work with actually used to show clips from the presidential debates of Trump versus Hillary Clinton, just muted, okay, no sound, just to illustrate the point of how using your hands effectively, as opposed to hunching over and appearing quite stiff, can make someone appear more confident and likable. Now we just sit and wait for the hate comments to come in about that statement. Yeah, probably gonna get some hate about that.
Yeah. What a loser this guy is.
Yes! But anyway, back to the point. You want to use your hands to emphasize your point. Now, if you want to get scientific about it, there's actually an optimal zone for your hands to be, and that's between your waist and your mid-chest, in between your shoulders, sort of this little square here. That's where you want to be using your hands. If you go outside and above this zone, it can look a bit frantic or theatrical. Below can look a bit nervous or submissive. Then we have dressing well. You might have heard me talk about enclothed cognition before, and you might have heard it on other channels, but there is a scientific basis for how dressing well makes you feel more confident. That's what enclothed cognition is. Based on a particularly interesting study in which medical students taking exams were divided into two groups. One group were told that they were wearing painter's smocks. The other group were told that they were wearing doctor's coats. Two perspectives, but the same garment that they were both wearing. So what was the result? The second group, who thought they were wearing doctor's coats, performed better on average. So what does that mean in practical terms? It means put some thought and effort into how you present yourself. Step it up a notch. If you're going for an interview and interviews make you nervous, or if you're giving a formal presentation and public speaking makes you nervous, suit up, okay? It'll make you feel more powerful, more confident. If you're going on a date, make sure you haven't just thrown a t-shirt and sweats on, okay? Again, step it up. Make sure what you wear makes you feel good about yourself and feel confident. Now that might mean swapping the jeans for trousers, or at least going for a darker denim, or maybe an Oxford button-down shirt, maybe a sports coat, maybe a suede jacket. Doesn't have to be a suit. A leather jacket can make you feel very, very confident, okay? Trust me, it's hard not to feel like a badass in a leather jacket. Just like it's hard not to feel in control in a sports coat. That brings us to the final V, validation. Now, the beautiful thing about this way of categorizing is that as you develop vocal and visual sides of things, you actually start to complete the final phase, validation. Validation is the inner feeling of confidence, okay? It's not projecting confidence through vocal or visual channels. It's that inner feeling you get when you think, yeah, I can handle this. And like I said, sounding and looking confident, that will subconsciously make you feel more confident. But the only thing you must consciously attend to are the following. Here's an example. If you find that your friends or colleagues often talk about a particular subject and you're not well versed in it, but you want to be involved in the conversation, you want to be more knowledgeable, then looking and sounding confident won't do a whole lot on its own, okay? It'll get you part of the way there, but you actually need to know your stuff, okay? So read up and study up on whatever's important to you. It's always obvious to me when someone talks about something they're passionate and knowledgeable about. It comes across as a noticeable lack of nervousness around getting something wrong because they know their stuff. They know there's no risk of them getting something wrong. Same goes for presentations and interviews, public speaking. If you know your stuff, you will feel more confident. Simple as that. Obviously, this is very simple, but it's often overlooked in favor of quick fixes. And trust me, when it comes to confident communication, there are no quick fixes. Finally, a bit of perspective can go a long way. Acknowledging that sometimes you will mess up, you'll misunderstand someone, and you'll appear foolish. That's part of being human. Being able to laugh in those moments, that's a sign of true confidence. So folks, if this is something you'd like to work on with me in 2026, if this is one of your New Year resolutions, you want to become a better man, you want to become more confident in conversation, maybe even public speaking as well, then I'm happy to announce we've opened up several more spaces on our one-to-one coaching program. The link is in the description of today's video. Fill that out to submit your request for one-to-one coaching. There are limited spaces available, and it's first come, first serve. Now, if there's anything I left out that you think should be on this guide to being a more confident communicator, then do let me know down in the comments below. What would you put on this list on how to be more confident in conversation or when giving a talk in public? As always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.